What's burning? What's burning? What's burning with KB?
It's time for What's Burnin' with Kevin KB Burns, presented by Bill Lacasse and SRG Financial Advisors. But first, please join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem. And now your host, Kevin KB Burns.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us right here on Lake TV. It's What's Burnin', KB in the house, and I'm so glad to have you with us again for another great hour of quality programming on Lake TV. We're going to get things started here today with a visit from our title sponsor, Bill Lacasse from SRG Financial Advisors. We'll talk a little bit about the Fed, the recession, and maybe some things you need to keep in mind. Also, Bob and Elena Avery, who are supporting a very special cause near and dear to their hearts, Ukrainian freedom fighters, and what you can do to possibly help them as well. Also, Shane Landis is going to join us. He's going to talk about a brand new event for this year's 34th annual Lake of the Ozarks shootout. They hope to make it a huge success, and we'll tell you how you can help out with that event and again help to benefit local charities. Also, a trip out to one of our favorite places, Ozarks Cat and Canine, to check out KB's Furry Friend of the Week. As always, thanks to the great sponsors that we have available, SRG Financial Advisors, our veterinary at the lake, Budget Blinds, and I have it on good authority that Carrie Mawson is going to be here with us in the month of July, Ozark Barge and Dock, and the official bottled water of What's Burnin', none other than Culligan, Lake of the Ozarks. Helping you out with a nice cool beverage on a hot summer day at the Lake of the Ozarks, or just helping you with the quality of water in your home or your business. Doesn't make any difference. It's all good, and it's all coming up on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio. a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Hey, it's time to take a little time here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV to talk to our good friend Mr. Bill Cass. Of course, they are the title sponsor of What's Burnin', but we like to look to Bill for a little financial advice once in a while, and I know that a lot of people are getting a little nervous when they start throwing around the R word, and that word is recession, but we're going to talk a little bit about it and what is being done to help it or hinder it. And Bill, it's always great to see you, sir. Thank you very much.
Good to see you. Yes. Well, you know, last week, Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, they had a big meeting last week and increased interest rates by 0.75%, 0.75 or 75 basis points. Now, that is a substantial jump. You know, normally they move in small increments. This is a pretty good sized jump. And they at the same time announced the fact that there would be another hike in July, somewhere between 0.5% to 0.75% again. Now, you know, the reason why they're raising interest rates is because we're having a huge inflation problem. I mean, we've talked about that a million times. Right. Everything's it doesn't matter what you want to point at, it's more expensive than it was a year ago, way more expensive than it was a couple of years ago. So, you know, they're trying to get prices to stabilize. And by raising interest rates, the idea there is to, when you start to raise interest rates, that slows down or adds additional cost to borrowing money to make big purchases. So by adding that extra cost, it slows down a number of people of saying, maybe I can't afford that or I shouldn't do that. It actually slows down the purchase of things to allow supply maybe to build up just a little bit to where you can try to get the prices to stabilize just a little bit. Now, you got to remember that 70% of our GDP, the gross domestic product, that is that's kind of the yardstick that is used to measure how well the economy is doing, is how well are we doing with the GDP. 70% of that GDP comes from things that we buy. Consumerism, you know, paying your rent, buying a house, putting gas in your car, going out to dinner, those types of things. So, you know, consumption is a huge, big factor in what it is that we're doing. So by raising that interest rate, that slows down that consumption, hopefully to try to stabilize the prices. Now, unfortunately, what happens whenever you start doing something like this, the stock market always reacts. And, you know, what ends up happening is you get kind of in a whipsaw or in a huge volatility swing. And the reason for that is that there's some excitement about the idea of, okay, we're going to get inflation under control because nobody likes these high runaway prices. So that will cause the market to have a nice big upswing. But then maybe in the same day with just a little bit of news, that will change and you'll see the market fall, or you can see it bounce huge big numbers in a day just based on what the conversation is going on. So, you know, the big fear is, what makes it go down is the idea that, is the Fed making a policy mistake? Are they moving too far too fast?
Right.
Are they raising interest rates too quickly? Does it put us into the point where it doesn't just slow down the economy, but it stalls the economy or puts us into a recession? Now, the R word, recession, that is just a polite term for a short-term depression. Depression means, recession and depression both means that prices retreat. Rather than going up, they go backwards. We all think we want to see prices go down. We really don't. What we want to see is prices stabilize. We can attain money to get back to where prices are today. We just don't want to see them increasing by 8 to 10% per year every year. You can't keep up with that mode. So that's what's causing the whipsaw inside of the stock market. Now, a lot of this uncertainty comes from what Jerome Powell has said. Now, his words can alter people's opinions of the economy with just a few sentences. And it's, he's made a couple of statements that have really been torn apart over the last week as far as people looking to say, what did he mean when he said that? One of them, this is a direct quote, he said, the Fed is not trying to induce a recession now. Well, everybody was comforted
Does
in the
that mean
idea
it's coming later?
Exactly. Everybody was comforted in the idea that we're not trying to induce a recession now. So does that mean later? Do we need to prepare for a recession later? Because that would be the, if we see runaway inflation, that's what they'll do, is they will kill the economy to cause that to come the other direction. So that got everybody just a little bit on the nervous side. And then one of the other statements that he made was that he sees no sign of a broader slowdown that I can see in the economy. This is his statement. No sign of a broader slowdown that I can see in the economy. Now, here's some facts. Real estate, the data from May showed a 14.4% slowdown in housing starts. This is at a time when we have a severe shortage of housing, but that's already started to slow down. The Fed monitors just about everything. They have all kinds of gauges and things that they look at. One of their manufacturer readings shows that there's continued contraction in manufacturing, especially in certain parts of the country. There's some places that are doing better than others, but for the most part, manufacturing is slowing down. And we know we're short of product already. There's things that we don't have, but we're seeing less of it being made. The weekly jobless claims are higher than expected. We have inflation at a 41-year high. Consumer confidence, how do people feel about what's going on in the economy? It's at historic lows. Retail spending, the dollar amounts that are being spent are less even with higher prices. So that means people are not only is that they're just not outspending those dollars, is what that ends up meaning. All of that data is from the beginning part of this year. This was all in place before that interest rate hike. So, we were already seeing a slowdown in the economy. Now all of a sudden we're having this huge, big interest rate spike. That has caused, needless to say, a lot of concern and has upset a number of people. Along with this, Powell contradicted himself a couple of times in that speech. Probably the most notable one, this is a quote, he said, "The Fed has little control of inflation, such as energy and food prices." But then a little bit later on, he says, the Fed will keep hiking until gas prices fall. So now all of a sudden, you're right. So now all of a sudden you're getting this contradictory, it's like, it's going to cause people to think, do they know what they're doing? Are they just experimenting? Are they just trying things? There's just no confidence that's being gained by this, through the marketplace. There's some more worries, why rising interest rates might not work as planned, to kind of try to bring this back down. And this is kind of new. This is all stuff that we're not using history as a guide here. This is kind of stuff that, because the world is changing. But, for higher interest rates to be able to bring down inflation as they have in the past, that is predicated on the assumption that we have expanding consumerism, that things that we're always buying a little bit more as we go forward. Now, this is kind of setting us up for what we would call structural inflation, just in the general structure of the way things are done here in the United States. We're seeing this is inflation that we maybe have not experienced in the past, so it's kind of new ground for everybody. So you got to understand that higher interest rates equals higher cost to borrow money. And that's not just for people that are out buying cars and people that are buying homes and stuff like that, but it also It's for the producers, the manufacturers, the people that are trying to make a lot of these goods that are in short supply that we haven't had for a while. Now, we all know less supply means higher demand for whatever it is that's there, and unfortunately, higher demand equals more inflation, higher costs. Now, as I was saying before, all this is depending on an expanding consumerism, things getting bigger. If you look at past economic models, and economic models are basically this: there's fascism, socialism, there's communism, there's capitalism, all the isms out there, okay? All of those were designed around the idea that the pie got a little bit bigger every year. No matter which one of these you want to look at, it's depending on the fact that things are getting bigger. Now, we're having a huge problem with population growth, demographics. We talk about that a lot whenever I come on. And I want you to think for just a minute, there's only a handful of countries in the entire world where their demographics are really in good shape. You know, a healthy demographic would look like the idea of saying, all right, let's say we've got a big band of 10-year-olds down here, and then 20-year-olds that aren't quite as many, and then 30-year-olds. It would look like a pyramid going up all the way to people in their 80s or 90s.
Absolutely.
Most of the world, all of a sudden, that pyramid is upside down. The 10-year-olds are a very small group, and it's getting bigger with
people
the
can't
older.
afford to have kids, and
exactly. So here we've got this. The older you get, the less consumerism that you experience. So you know this is a huge, big problem in that it may no longer be true that we have this automatically expanding economy because of the growth of the population.
So maybe history doesn't always apply in certain situations, and we're seeing that now.
Yes.
And they're talking about bouncing the interest rate up some more. We've got about a minute or so left. I just wanted to find out what are some things, just some basic things people can do at this point.
Well, the number one thing right now is I'm advising everybody to get ready for some more bumps in the road. You're going to see higher prices. I can't find any data that tells me that that raising of interest rates is going to be the sole answer with trying to bring this down. That is the only tool that the Federal Reserve has. That's the only thing they can do. And we've talked before, you know, when the only tool you have in your toolbox is a hammer, it's not too long and everything starts looking like a nail.
That's right.
Well, that's kind of the problem that we're having here. So, you know, we're definitely experiencing that. You know, we got to be sure that if you have never done a financial plan, you need to do one just to make sure that you can survive this. If you have done a financial plan, you need to review it.
Review it and possibly revise it.
That's exactly right, because there are some things coming.
So we've got a lot on our plates to think about and a lot to pay attention to. And if people have questions or are a little bit uncertain, I believe a good number to call would be 573-302-7212, or they can even check out your website.
Check out the website. The new website is just about up, KB. It won't be long. We're going to be some exciting things that were happening here with our website. So get a hold of us. We'll be happy to have a conversation with you, kind of tell you, you know, how a lot of this affects you and what you might be able to do to step beside it rather than get run over.
The good news is don't sweat it too much, because there's folks out there like Bill Lacasse from SRG Financial Advisors that can help you out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Great
Appreciate
to see you.
it so much.
Absolutely. We're going to take a little break, come back with some more good stuff, another rousing rendition of What's Burnin' right here on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Join Lake TV for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris, the Lake area's only local TV talk show focused on the Lake area. Local stories, local sports, and local events. Have a cup of coffee with Will and Chris weekdays at 8, 1, and 8 on Lake TV. Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Hey, welcome back to What's Burnin' here on Lake TV. And today we have two very special guests in studio with us, Elena and Bob Avery. And they're going to be talking a little bit about a group of folks over in Ukraine. They are Ukrainian freedom fighters. And these Ukrainian freedom fighters are facing an uphill battle literally almost every day. And they have things like firearms, they have ammunition. What they can use is equipment and transportation to allow them to do their job more effectively as the rest of the world has been watching, kind of sitting on the sidelines, so to speak, and watching what's been going on between the Russians and the Ukrainians at this point. We are talking about Andrei's platoon, and Bob Avery, why don't you give us a little background on how this all got started?
Thank you, KB, and thank you very much for allowing us this opportunity. Well, I married this beautiful lady, Elena, from Ukraine some years back.
And we love your sweater, by the way.
Oh,
if
thank
anybody's
you.
paying attention, the Ukrainian colors there, and she made that herself, so thank you.
Ukrainian flag.
Ukrainian flag, yes. Well, Elena, my wife, was born and raised in Kiev, Ukraine. Her daughter, Kira, went to school with a young boy from kindergarten all the way up named Andrei. And recently, Kira connected on Facebook with Andrei and said, "How are you doing? The last I heard you were a banker." And he said, "That was the old days. Now I'm a soldier." So we contacted Andrei. We gave our support for him. He told us what he needed. And I realized he needs a lot more than any one or two people can give him. And not only him, the rest of the platoons out there. So that's when I decided I wanted to do something special and I wanted to help.
Being in the military, you understand what this is all about, Bob. You certainly do. And I would imagine you can sympathize with the situation that they're in, helping out other countries as the United States has done in the past. We have backed freedom fighters and tried to help them do their jobs, again, a little bit more effectively. Elena, can you talk to us a little bit about the relationship and what you know as far as what's going on in the Ukraine right now? Because all we get in this country is whatever the media feeds us, but you have a pretty deep connection back there and you've talked to a number of people.
Yes, of course. Well, today is the day number 126 since 24th of February of this year, when this full-scale war in between Russia and Ukraine started. And yes, I have a lot of friends and many members of my family. My mom and my brother are still living in Kiev, in the center of Kiev, and unfortunately, as you might know that there are missiles and bombs shooting every single day all over Ukraine. It's still very dangerous. The life of Ukrainians divided into two parts now, before the war and after the war. And now we are looking for the next stage, which we will call after the war.
After the war. And after the war, I guess there is a hope that things return to, I guess, as close to normal as you could possibly expect for these people. But being in a situation where one day, you're walking down the street, maybe going to your job, going with your family to get something to eat, and the next day you've got bombs falling all around you, and you really don't have any idea what to expect from day to day. It's got to be a very tough situation as far as the living conditions right now.
Exactly. You just described the situation that millions of people, live every day and what they feel.
So you created AndresPlatoon.org, which is a website that people from anywhere can contribute to and give these folks some sort of financial backing, because Bob, maybe you can tell us some of the things that they're looking for in particular.
Yes, thank you. And yes, it's Andres Platoon, and that's ANDREYS platoon.org. When I contacted Andre, initially it was to give him a donation that I could afford. Then I got to texting with him and talking with him and finding out exactly what they need, which motivated me to do what we're doing now. He says, we get all the bullets we need, we have nice flak jackets, we have one single vehicle to transport our platoon of 30 people. But then he gave me a list of all the things that they cannot get only through commercial vendors. Things like night vision goggles, night vision binoculars, even in vehicles. They have to pile 30 people into one small vehicle to transport them from location to location. You can imagine the risk. One shell could take them all out. So they're looking to get a couple of more vehicles. We just received a donation a few days ago for $10,000, one check for $10,000. That's going to buy them 3 sniper rifles that they're going to become very effective with. So we're trying to get Andre and his platoon of 30 the things they can't get through their own military channels. And that's why if we're asking if anyone can go to our website, andresplatoon.com. If you can even give $20, it's going to help when a lot of people do. And of all things, please give a comment on the website to what you think about these freedom fighters over there doing what they're doing today, because that energizes them just as much as the financial support.
It's amazing sometimes, the monetary donations are very important, but to know that you're receiving support from outside of Ukraine, it can be very effective. It can be very motivating for these men and women, from what I understand. Elena, do you know of any women that are serving in some of these platoons?
Well, I don't know personally,
right.
But yes, there are many women serving now, and they are snipers, and they perform different things.
Right.
And actually, they all volunteer, and there is nobody is forcing women to
right.
fight, but it's a big percentage of women.
I think most of the folks that we're speaking of here today, the freedom fighters, they understand that they have I don't know if you would consider it a duty, but they do feel compelled to get involved on some level and help out in anything that can be done in terms of supplying them with the additional equipment they need. Is much like the comments we mentioned, it's a great motivator because they know people outside of the country understand what they're going through and want to help them out in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and I think what's also important is Andre and his platoon and all of the freedom fighters, they believe they're fighting for a cause much larger than Ukraine. Certainly they're defending the land that they love and the democracy that they have, but they believe that they're fighting for the entire world when they're shutting down this Russian tyranny. And if you say anything to them, please mention that, because that gets them motivated more than anything, that people realize this.
Again, you have to realize and understand, and we've talked about this in the past, The only war that I can really think of that was ever fought on land here in the United States was the Civil War. Yes. And that was a long time ago, so most of us don't really have the concept of what it's like to be in a war zone literally every day of your life. The freedom fighters that are out there, the men, the women, the children who don't know what the next target may be, living in fear and just trying to get through their daily lives. Do they need the freedom fighters or any of the other folks? Are they in need of first aid supplies, food, water? Is that all pretty still pretty prevalent, or?
Well, it depends on what part of Ukraine you're talking about.
Okay.
You know, because there is the hottest areas where really very, very bad fighting are taking place now. It's all part of southern part of Ukraine and eastern part of Ukraine, and there are certain areas where Ukrainian fighters are surrounded by occupants. And in these areas, or like Mariupol, you know, this famous place where so many days, like more than 2 months, the fighting took place, and civilians as well as fighters were really, they felt lack of water, food, and medical support, doctors. Yes, it was very bad, and it is bad in the areas where hot fighting is taking place. Other places of Ukraine, they're okay with medical supply and of course with food and water.
Right. And I believe there are people in Ukraine that are loyal to Russia, so that is another obstacle that these men and women and children have to deal with as well.
Well, they are not loyal now, definitely.
No?
No. That's that definitely, you know, again, 24th, well, first of all, we say the full-scale war started on 24th of February, but generally speaking, we should remember that the war started in 2014, when Crimea was taken by Russians, and then when these quasi-republics were formed, Donetsk and Lugansk. So, and since that time, Ukrainians always were very close nations and cultures with Russians, but that was the division, 2014, and of course now Ukrainians recognized very, very exactly who is enemy. It's not against Russian culture in general, but it's really now, while the war is taking place, and so many kids and women and old people and fighters, the best people of our country are dying, it's very difficult to talk about loyalty. Maybe later, like civilized people, we will talk about that, but not now.
AndresPlatoon.org is the website, and it's easy for you to access, and you can learn a lot about what we've talked about here today, and even a lot more about Andre, the other freedom fighters, what they're up against, what they're dealing with, and the hope is that they can receive some donations and some encouragement and support so that people realize and understand. Is there any place else that people can go to maybe find out a little bit more about what's going on as opposed to what we're hearing from the media? Do you either one of you know, do you access any other websites?
Well, it's very interesting because, of course, I have all of our traditional, what we know in the U.S. as news information.
Right.
Ukraine, Elena has a whole separate set from her part of the world, and we sit down every day with coffee and talk about what did you hear on your news versus what did we hear on our news.
Right.
So, of course, I don't read Russian or Ukrainian or speak the languages, but I certainly get to talk to Elena about this.
Yes, and every morning I start with looking through my ribbon of the news, and then during coffee we discuss who knows what happened, and of course every day I'm looking for good news.
Some good news, something inspirational to let you know that what you're doing is working and helping these men and women out.
Well, and I think we're seeing it right now. I think just in the last couple of days when we see now that Sweden and Finland have been formally invited to NATO, that's huge.
Right.
It's a huge signal to Putin. It's a huge signal that NATO is not only intact but getting stronger. The recent commitments of all of NATO upping their commitment to the military, how they're coming together. This is what I see as the good news. This is long-term news. The point is, Ukraine can defeat Russia. They just need the means to do it. And I think that's the commitment we're seeing today.
you can help out with the andresplatoon.org. Elena and Bob Avery, thank you very much for coming in and taking the time to talk to us about the website and about what's going on in the country. And I hope that people will take the opportunity to check out the website and make a donation. Folks, stick around. We've got more coming up here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
A move to your dream home should be exciting, not a hassle. That's why you go with the experts at Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
Hey, welcome back to What's Burnin' here on Lake TV. I want to take a moment quickly to thank our good friends at Culligan Lake of the Ozarks. Man, they provide us with this great bottled water, the official bottled water of What's Burnin'. Plus, they can help you out with any issues you have with your home or commercial water systems. Come out, they'll do a nice little test, a water test for you, tell you what's in it, and tell you exactly how you can fix it. 346-5221, 573-346-5221. Thanks to Matt and everybody over there. Happy to hang out with Shane Landis here because we've got something exciting to tell you about, a new event that they're going to be adding to this year's 34th annual Lake of the Ozarks Shootout, and it's a shootout for the shootout. Shano, how you doing?
Hey, I appreciate you, KB, for having me on today.
Absolutely, sir. It's a great event, and you know, we've talked a little bit about this in the sense that it really kind of opens up again another avenue for people who are involved with the shootout. I'll let you tell us about it.
I'll tell you what, our Shootout for the Shootout event is a new inaugural fundraiser. As many of you already know, the Shootout itself has a lot of supporting fundraisers other than just the boat race itself. So it's been a good opportunity to try to get this up and off the ground. So far, I feel like we're having a lot of success. We've got a lot of local business being involved with, sponsorship, involvement. We've got a lot of shooters already pre-registered, and we've already got a lot of excitement about the event. So we're really happy to do something different for not only the Shootout fundraiser and the great nonprofit in which they're involved with, But it's just nice to have something new. It's something a little different. It's a little different flair. You know, the hope is to get new involvement from not only local community folks, but also, you know, some of the greater area secondary residents that, you know, come down here that participate with us here at the lake and with the shootout.
The event is set to take place on Sunday, July the 10th at the Missouri Trap Shooters Association Gun Club out there on A Road in Freedom, Missouri. You know, I've been out there, you've been out there, but there's a lot of people who haven't been out there. This is an incredible facility.
It's amazing. I'll tell you what, Skip, the general manager out there, he's a great guy. He's newer to the club. He's really trying to take it to the next level. This is the second largest trap facility in the United States, and it has been for decades. The sporting clay course is something new that they've added. This is a new venture that they started last year, so it's really gaining speed, gaining a lot of popularity, and they have a lot of hopes to grow it out there as well.
So let's kind of talk about how the event's going to work.
Sure. So I'm trying to get as many people pre-registered as a shooter, of course, so I can try to get some of the legwork done ahead of time if possible. We'll take the walk-ups the day of the event, of course. We have 2 flights, so we're running 2 different groups of shooters, one at 9 a.m. and one at 1 p.m. Lunch will be provided. So that way everybody, you know, is going to get fed. We're going to have water and refreshments at every station. I'm putting 4-man squads together is how I'm grouping everybody for shooting. Everybody is shooting for an individual score. So you're going to be ranked based off of your own shooting merits. We do have a little fun side pot option that we're going to do. So if your squad would like to, you know, enter into something a little additional for some extra prize money, you know, or prizes, I should say, that's what we've got going the day of the event. We're going to do some 50-50 longbird shoot raffles and do some extra fun stuff, have other raffles at the event. We've got a couple guns we're raffling. One will go the day of the event, and then the other one will be drawn at the big party for the shootout at shootout weekend.
Now let's make it completely clear about the firearms that you're planning on raffling off. These aren't your garden variety everyday firearms. These are something very special.
For the big gun is, yes. We're doing a Kohler sporting shotgun with upgraded wood. It's it's something that's pretty expensive. It's about a $13,000-$14,000 retail value shotgun. That's the one that will be raffled at the weekend of the shootout. And then we've got another gun donated by a local gun shop through a manufacturer that we're going to do the day of the event. So it's something more common. We've got a little .22 rifle for that day. But yeah, that shotgun is amazing. That would be a dream gun for anybody, especially if you're a diehard shooter. It's something that everybody would love to own. So
this is something amazing when you think of where the facility is located, what they do out there, and again. There's a little bit of an expense involved when you talk about the firearms themselves that are used in this particular sport, and also the ammunition as well. As we know, it's going up. But I think the MTA Gun Club's going to have everything taken care of there.
You know, they do. For our new shooters who just want to come and try it out, they have loaner guns that they can give everyone. So we'll have that option. If you can't find ammo or don't have any, just buy it at the gun club. It's the same price as you're going to find it on the street anywhere else, and you don't have to go hunt for it.
Right.
So it's there. They'll have plenty of it. It's about $10 a box for a 12 gauge. As far as shotguns go, you're going to see some basic, grassroots level, hunting equipment, and then you're going to see some pretty high-end guns out there as well. But it doesn't take a high-end gun or a lot of skill to go out there and have a great time and be part of a great fundraiser.
This is just another great way to expand on what they're already doing with the shootout and making sure that all of these charities getting involved get a nice piece of the pie. And there's another aspect of this too that I don't know that a lot of folks realize. If you are a volunteer for the shootout, then you can kind of direct your hours toward the charity of your choice.
Absolutely. I think the greater event, the boat race and all of its subsidiary events, anybody who volunteers like myself for spearheading this event, putting it together, I'm logging all my hours, and I personally am going to give all of my donated hours to give back to the Changing Table Diaper Bank, which is the local area diaper bank, and I'm a board member, a board of director for that, and have been since its infancy stages. So it's a great nonprofit. We do a lot of stuff for kids and women in the area, and that's something that I really feel passionate about. So I don't mind the 60, 70 hours I've got in thus far, because I know it's going to a great cause.
Absolutely.
And I encourage anybody to get involved.
Let's quickly tell folks again, it's going to be the shootout for the shootout at the Missouri Trap Shooters Association Gun Club on Sunday, July the 10th. If folks want to get involved, how can they do that?
They can give me a call at 573-552-6951. That's my cell phone. Or at my office at 573-693-9556. Or you can go to Lake of the Ozarks Shootouts webpage and register, or send them a message, and I'm also on there to help with any type of coordination or details that you may have.
Lake of the Ozarks Shootout.com is the website. Shana, well, thank you for coming in and taking some time with us here to talk about the event. Hope it's a successful event. Hope it becomes a regular part of the shootout year after year. And again, it's an opportunity for people to get involved and have fun on all different levels. Thank you, sir.
Well, KB, I really appreciate the time and everything you do for our community. So thanks for having us in.
Thank you, sir. Again, we'll come back. We've got a lot left to tell you about here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Hey Jess. Yeah, Nicole, what do you need? Did you see that new listing in Sunrise Beach?
Yeah, it was just listed 2 minutes ago.
It has 150 feet of lakefront. And a brand new kitchen. I'm headed out there after I type this email. I'm on the phone with my clients. Hey, where are you going?
I already put an offer in, cash above list, and it's looking good.
Are you kidding me?
Gosh.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it. Want to get to know local leaders a lot better? Join Lake TV for a new community spotlight show weekdays at 9, 3, and 7. We talk with local leaders to get their story and learn more about their organizations. It's the Community Spotlight Show on Lake TV.
KB here with KB's Furry Friends, presented by our friends at our veterinary at the lake. Right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV. Mary Meow Me Tilly is with us as always. We do have a cat, and the cat's name is Tinsel. But Tinsel didn't really want to be held. So we're going to kind of do this and see whatever Tinsel wants to do, however Tinsel wants to roll. That's exactly what we're going to do here. Let's talk a little bit about Tinsel.
Okay. Well, Tinsel, as you might guess by her name, came in December.
Mm-hmm.
She came in with 2 siblings, Mistletoe and Holly, who have since been adopted.
Right.
We have fun with the names around here.
And you do. Yes.
And seasonal names help us, remember how long they've been here, and the group names help us remember who belongs together.
Right,
Sure.
So it makes all the sense
it's
in the world.
for a reason.
Yeah.
So Tinsel is still here because she's about 7 months old now, and she's still here because she has some major allergy issues going on. It showed up a few months ago. She was doing a lot of scratching on her face, so you'll see in the photos and the video, how she really looks a lot better than she did for a while. We had her in the kitten room, and we were doing just like they do with humans. You pull one thing off, you change their food, see if, for a few days, see if that helps. Change the litter, so we've gradually changed things on her to see, and she just wasn't making any improvement in there. Well, when our side room opened up, we decided to move her in here, get her away from everybody, and it allows us to monitor her a little bit better. And we've since noticed that since being in here in this room by herself, she has improved majorly.
Yes, she has. I mean, we've kind of followed her.
Yeah.
We've seen her.
She's been in the background several times. So what we're gleaning from that is that we think whatever her issue is probably related to being around the other cats.
Okay.
So whether it's the litter dust from the others, being kicked up in that room with so many kittens in there, it could be all the cat dander in there. Maybe she's allergic to other cats. We don't know. But we think she's going to do better as an only cat.
Yeah.
That way, she can have her special litter, and we have her on a food that helps with allergies, that kind of thing. And so we just hope to keep seeing her improve. And she really is a sweetheart. She loves when people come in here and play with her. I'm not sure what's going on with her today.
It's me. I just, everything was fine till I showed up, and then I'll tell you who she's allergic to. She's probably allergic to me. So that would make a great cat for somebody else. She is in the room with us right now. She's sitting there looking out the window, and
she loves to do that.
Waiting for her new owner to show up here at Ozarks Cat and Canine and adopt her and take her home. So she's about 7 months old. It'll probably take a little doing for someone who adopts her, rescues her, probably to make that perfect fit so that she doesn't have to go through all the allergy issues again. So, and you'll help with that.
Yeah, we will, and hopefully, in the meantime, we'll make some strides. Maybe get a little further information on what's going on with her. Our vet's been working with her. Like I said, we've changed foods, we've changed litter,
sure.
just to try to see, but we haven't been able to pinpoint that one thing that it is.
It's interesting because you hear all the time about people having allergies dealing with cats or dogs, but it's very rare that the cat has the allergy.
Right.
Well, whatever it is, we'll figure it out, and then you'll know. So why not come by and talk to the folks here at Ozarks Cat and Canine about adopting Tinsel, a beautiful 7-month-old cat who would just love to come home and sit there and stare out the window with you, if that's what you want to do. And it's all, again, presented by our friends at our veterinary at the lake, right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Moving to the lake is a lot of work, but not with Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you. For packing up and delivering to your new home or simply loading and transferring your belongings, Sunrise Movers is the easy choice for your next move. Sunrise Movers packs your possessions extra carefully, shows up on time, and strives for 5-star customer service every time. Sunrise Movers, the official movers of Lake TV. Give us a call today to get a free estimate. Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
It's our most protective wash yet. Introducing the Quick Car Ceramic Wash. It's an industrial-grade polymer solution with ceramic nanotechnology, resulting in high-end, advanced scientific protection of your vehicle's finish. The Quick Car Ceramic Wash. Try it on its own or with the monthly Unlimited Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time. Now open in Camdenton with new locations in Jefferson City coming soon.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
Hey, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for joining us here today on What's Burnin' on Lake TV. We do the show each and every Thursday, a new show every Thursday, 7 a.m., 5 p.m., 11 p.m., 7 days a week, so make sure you check it out. That's 21 times, by the way, and I'm lucky to be able to do the math on that one. However, we can't do it without the support of not only our viewers, but our great sponsors as well, SRG Financial Advisors, Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, our veterinary at the lake, and of course, our good friends at Culligan Lake of the Ozarks. They supply the official bottled water of What's Burnin' right here on Lake TV. We threw out a poll question last week, and I wanted to read some of the responses we received. Is the criminal justice system in Camden County good or bad? Well, guess what? Vicki says, I think it needs a real shake-up. It's a good old boy system. Too much favoritism, in my opinion, including Osage Beach. James says, I don't know about Camden County, but I haven't seen a worse county as Morgan County, so maybe we need to look into that as well. Finally, the Fitzwell Foundation for Ethical Governance. The scales of justice will be unbalanced so long as Caleb Cunningham is the prosecutor. What do you think? Still time to go check out the question and leave your response. Glad to have you with us and glad to have the opportunity to bring you these poll questions, and maybe you have one that you'd like to have us ask to get the response of the area here around the Lake of the Ozarks or all of our viewers in general. You can go and leave it at my email address, kb@laketv.com. That's kb@mylaketv.com. Thanks so much for joining us. Back again next Thursday with a brand new show right here on Lake TV.